Hello and welcome to this video where we're going to be talking about how to be prepared for a job out of college. A lot of students, over 50%, come out of college all excited, they've graduated, and they struggle to find that job. And they begin to realize that they really weren't prepared for that whole process. So we'll be talking and exploring all that in this video. All right, so you're out of college. Are you really prepared? Well, that part depends on your real world experiences. What have you done with that? Your ability to kind of build a network, your professional skills, like what sort of skills have you developed in college that employers really want? What about knowledge about how to brand yourself and market yourself? And of course, your mindset is going to influence all those. So, all those things we're going to talk about next. So, getting real world experience is a really invaluable thing to do while you're in college. Now, there's some schools like Northeastern University is one that have like these co op kind of programs where this is like in trimesters and you take courses and then they get you kind of set up with internships and working experience. Those are great ideas, great programs. But you should be looking for things like internships. You should be looking for trying to find these summer jobs that might be related to what your major is, because 80% of all job postings require some sort of prior experience. Well, that includes entry level. So how are you going to get that prior experience? And it's through things like internships and co-ops and these sort of kind of programs that are offered that you can try to find summer jobs and all when you're in college. Internships can be incredibly valuable. I know a student who is set to graduate from Ohio State University this year, who is a high finance major, right? Studied all that, done really well in college, got an opportunity to have internships sophomore and junior year. And because of the internships, because of that experience and how well he did, he's going to be, he already has a job all lined up. He hasn't graduated yet, he graduated in a few months. And his starting salary is more than I have ever made, like in my life, like over multiple years. Right out of college, well into six figures. And he got that because of the experience he got through internships. Networking is an incredibly powerful thing. Kind of goes along with like internships. Internships, you're building that network. So even if you don't get hired by the internship, who you worked for as an intern, it's connections you build and they can lead to something else. Your network is gold. So to build that, to work on that, to make connections, to have people introduce you to other people is incredibly important and powerful. My oldest son, when he was in college, he did an internship working for one of the college associations. Like you have the SEC, ACC. It was one of the smaller ones, but that's what he was working for. And he began to network that way. Now, by the time he graduated, he realized that he probably didn't want to get into the college athletic department area, but his girlfriend at the time's father was well connected, a partner in a big firm. He ended up being able to get him a job. That sort of networking. When he got laid off from that big corporation that doing major layoff, it was the networking that he was able to do from that position that got him his next job in a fairly short time frame, and that company he's still working for. The power of networking is incredibly important, and you start building that when you're in college. So employers really talk a lot about the need for professional skills, not the specific business technical type skills. And those professional skills are things like communication skills, time management, leadership. And these qualities are something that you should be really focusing on even before you get into college, because they're going to help you in college as well. Time management. When you begin to understand the importance of managing the most precious resource you have, time, it helps you declutter your mind, declutter your world. And people don't perform as well when that's cluttered. And it's really quite shocking in many regards, the number of college students who never really fully manage their time. And there's lots of different systems, there's lots of different ideas, but it really kind of boils down to a couple different things in this very valuable professional skill. So those people are really creative and love, being spontaneous and all that. Fantastic. Love that on many regards. But you are going to be going into a world that is a calendar driven world. And you need to learn how to do that. And there's two main things that all these calendar systems have in place, and that is around how to prioritize your tasks and then get those tasks onto your calendar and how to manage that time. And there's lots of different ways to do that, but that's one professional skill that can be invaluable. And then there's that leadership and communication that also you need to hone when you're in school. In this modern world, social media, personal branding, understanding how you are presenting yourself, how to shape that presentation, how to deliver that message to the world is really crucial. And it's an incredibly valuable skill that has large implications in the business world. So this professional world that you're trying to go into, really kind of understanding that whole process can really be incredibly valuable skill to bring into that world. 70% of employers are going to be checking your social media. So you really want to be careful and cautious about the messages that you are presenting in that world, and how to control that message, shape that message, and shape yourself so you show value to whoever it might be who wants to hire you. That's really what branding is all about. I say this over and over and over and over, but when you look at the things we've just talked about, when you look at reasons people don't get jobs, why they get laid off, why they get fired, so much of this can be traced back to mindset related issues. This is why I constantly preach about the importance of training your mindset. And that begins with trying to figure out those things that might get in the way of your success, the emotions you might still be holding on to, the beliefs that you have, getting rid of those that don't support you, letting go of some of those unresolved negative emotions. That's where it begins. But then it goes into building the mindset, the thinking, the positive beliefs, the whole patterns of behavior that are mindset of a champion. This is what the kind of mindset that champions have, right? So this idea of leadership, which is built on this mindset of love, where you're putting other people before you, faith and faithfulness, what you can learn about relationships, what are the unwritten rules that you operate under, how do those support or potentially interfere with other relationships, professional, personal, how all those are connected, your mind and body, being able to keep your mind sharp and your body and deal with stress and all of those things, that spirit champion, they all intertwine to build that mindset that's going to attract unconsciously as well as consciously, because some of these things will appear in paper, but unconsciously, and it impacts how you carry yourself, how you communicate Most of communication is not verbal, it's nonverbal. It's through your body language and all of those things. That's directly going to be influenced by all these mindset related issues. It drives everything. So work on developing that mindset of a champion. Well, we've come to the end of another video, and once again, kind of understanding the importance of mindset and other kind of factors that's going to help you be prepared for that work world. I encourage you to subscribe to our channel. You might also want to check out the video, How to Be Mentally Prepared for College. So there's some parallels between this message and that message. But check that video out as well, and I'll see you in another one.